Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Queenie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Today we're going to be doing a short 15-minute beginner's flow. So if you're brand new to the practice and you've been watching some of our videos and thinking that they're a little bit too advanced, some of the stuff that we're not breaking down as much, you'd like to have that broken down, this video is for you. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'll have you come into a comfortable seated position, cross-legged or kneeling. But if you're noticing that sitting cross-legged really isn't that comfortable, anytime you start a yoga practice, you might even start sitting on your bum. Yeah, maybe not licking it. Stack the spine as tall as you can. Close your eyes. As we begin practice, it's less about a stretch or making the perfect shape, and more about taking a moment to pause. And as you pause, recognize where the attention goes. If it's going to a physical point in the body, if it's going towards your mental states, maybe your emotions. Gently nudge your attention in the direction of your breath. At first, just noticing the rhythm that flows in through your nose and out through your nose. Take an inhale that fills the torso up. Take up as much space as you can comfortably. And then open your mouth, sigh out that breath. Again, one more time, inhale, fill all the way up. Open your mouth, sigh out the breath. Connecting the palms in prayer at heart center, thumbs resting into your sternum. You might take a moment to set an intention. Something to direct the mind towards if you start to feel distracted as we practice. Let's start our time together to the sound of a single Om. Inhale. Carefully blink the eyes open. Roll forward. Come into a tabletop position. In that tabletop position, palms are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. But if you're noticing that the wrists are kind of not enjoying that much extension, you can take the hands forward a couple inches and have the wrist crease in front of the shoulders, so the wrist is slightly less extended. On an exhale, tuck and round, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Your upper back, mid back, and low back pushes up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then inhale, lift the chin up, lift the tailbone up. Think about the chest, ribs, and belly reaching for the floor. Nice. Exhale, tuck and rounds, cat pose. Inhale, lift and arch, cow pose. One more time. Exhale, tuck and rounds. Inhaling to lift and arch. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring your knees as wide as the mats. And then untucking the toes, touch the big toes near the back of the mat. Hips shift back towards the heels. Walk the hands a bit further forward. Now if you come down to this shape fairly comfortably, the arms are long, the torso is nice and tall, fantastic, stay where you are. If you do have to slightly modify it, the toes might stay tucked. You can keep the hips lifted away from the heels slightly. You can even rest on forearms instead of on the palms. So how you set the shape up, unique to you. The hips continue to reach back as the torso makes its way towards the thighs, maybe even through the thighs. Child's pose, Balasana. Take one more inhale in your child's pose. Open your mouth, sigh out the breath. And then slowly coming up onto your palms, revisiting your tabletop. Walk your tabletop back a little bit towards the back of the mat, creating more space at the top. And keeping the hips over the knees, begin to walk your hands to the top of the mat, finding puppy pose. In our puppy pose, long torso again, long arms, press into the palms. All the fingertips push, all the knuckles press into the floor. Don't let the index knuckle especially lift up off the mat. Now for a few of us, the back might start to arch, and if that feels good, great, stay with it. For others, push into the palms, feel the chest lift away from the floor and the belly draw up away from the mat. So we're actually feeling some engagement here in the torso. In your puppy position, the focus is on long, tall torso, strong and long arms. Couple more breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. Last inhale, open your mouth side out. Begin to walk the hands back so they're underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes. Float the knees up off the floor and begin to press the heels down towards the mat as you reach your bum up towards the ceiling. So in your downward facing dog, if you've seen photos of it, you've seen video, right? It's not necessarily about making a perfect shape. If you have really tight hamstrings, yeah, the knees can bend. If nobody told you what downward facing dog was supposed to look like, and I just asked you to lift your bum up as high as possible, what would you do? Right? Do that. You might come to tiptoes even in your downward facing dog. Bringing some attention to your foundation right at the top of the mat, thinking index knuckle and thumb, especially index knuckle and thumb, pushing down into the floor. And from that strong foundation, we lift up through the arms, through the spine, through the sit bones. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. The shoulders might come over the wrists or they might stay slightly behind. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale to pull forward. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Last time, inhale to pull forward. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Now to get to the top of the mats, taking it really simple. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Take a big giant step to the top of the mat. It might take one step, it could take a few steps. When you get to the top of the mat, halfway lift, extending the spine, we feel the muscles in the back engage. Exhale to fold. Rooting down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching for the ceiling with your fingertips. Grow as tall as you can. And as you reach tall in Urdhva Hastasana, feel where the ribs and the belly are. Draw the ribs and the belly in. So the low back actually gets a little longer. We feel strength radiating all the way up out the fingertips. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward over the legs. Knees can bend as much as they need to as you come down. Halfway lift, inhale, palms can find the shins, really find the work in your back. So the back actually arches slightly here, almost like a cow back. Exhale to fold. Palms find the floor, step the feet back, high plank. Now from high plank, lower carefully all the way down towards your belly. And once you're fully released onto your belly, pressing into the palms, the elbows hug in. Inhale, lift the chest and the chin up off the floor. Baby Cobra. Pause here. Kick down through the tops of the feet. Pull the heart forward. Take one more inhale across the chest. Exhale to release all the way down to the mats. Press yourself up into tabletop. 3 cycles, cat and cow. Arching the spine on the inhale, pulling the heart forward. Exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhaling to arch. Exhaling to round. And one more time. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. You can use an inhale to come to neutral. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. In that downward facing dog this time, it feels good. Start to pedal the heels, bending one knee at a time. Taking the hips side to side. You can wiggle the shoulders side to side. Make it a little more animalistic. If you've ever seen a dog do downward facing dog, this is what we're going for. Something just kind of comfortable and easy. Let's inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale to shift forward, high plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And one more time. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. A couple options to shift forward this time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Big giant step or hop lightly. Push the floor away and hop. Top of the mat. Halfway lift, extending the spine. The knees can bend. Exhale to fold. Rooting down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach for the ceiling. And as you reach up, pull the ribs and the belly in. Exhale, hinge and fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, place the palms, step or jump the feet back. Plank. From plank, come all the way down to your belly. And this time, sliding the arms back behind you, palms face up. Inhale, lift the chest, the chin, the arms, and the legs. Modified locust pose. Everything along backside body, really strong here. And as yogis, we get really good at pushing, but our pull strength, our backside body needs a bit of strengthening here too. Take one more inhale, pushing belly down into the floor. Exhale, lower all the way down. Slide the palms under your shoulders, tuck the toes. Either tabletop or high plank. Inhale. Yeah, use the knees if you need. Downward facing dog on the exhale. And this time in your down dog, nod your head yes. Shake the head no. Feel the face and the jaw relax, the neck and jaw relax. Now this time, big inhale in your down dog. On the exhale, begin to walk your hands towards your feet. Find a forward fold at the back of your mat. In that forward fold, the back of the mat, relax the back of your neck, the head hangs. You can catch opposite elbows and dangle. Oh yes, Abby, I know. She's protecting us right now. Sway side to side. Keep the knees slightly bent if you need. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And you're standing forward fold. Keep her close by. Sit. Releasing the elbows. Start to roll up the stand. Inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. So I don't want to be in that bed. I want to be on the mat. And once you're standing all the way up, Tadasana, mountain pose. In your Tadasana, similar to Urdhva, as you're finding this shape, we think about the palms turning forward. We stand up nice and tall, but then again, attention to ribs and belly. Draw the ribs and the belly in. So a mountain pose, it's not just standing for the bust pose. We feel really strong and rooted into the feet. If I was to push Queenie, I would fall over. That's how strong she is pressing into the floor. She loves my jokes so much. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, tuck the chin, roll all the way down, one vertebra at a time. When the hands find the floor, inhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat, downward facing dog. Abby is feeling very lazy this afternoon and will not be demoing any of this. She is practicing Sunbathasana at the moment. Inhale, take the right leg up, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Step the foot in between the hands. And if it takes 1 step or 10 steps, no problem. Might take a little bit of doing. You can even use your hand to help it out. Lower the left knee down to the floor. And then inhale, come up, hands to the hips. With the hands on the hips, think about the hips pushing forward. Nice, add the arms reaching up, inhale. Nice, exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Push the floor away, picking up the back knee. Step the right foot back. It might take 1 step or a few steps to get back. Lean forward, knees can come down if you need. Chaturanga, elbows bend only to 90. Back up to supported plank. Downward facing dog, sit bones lift up, really nice. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-leg dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, touch. Step the foot in between the hands, might take 1 step or a few steps. And then lower the right knee all the way down to the floor. Inhale, hands to the hips. Exhale to push the hips forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Pick up the back knee, step the left foot back. Nice. Knees down if you need. Lean forward, elbows hug in, Chaturanga Dandasana. Notice the shoulders are the same height as the elbows. Back up to plank, downward facing dog. And then carefully walking the hands towards the feet. Find a forward fold, back of the mats. Inhale, roll up the stand, head comes up last. Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice. Sweep the arms back behind you. Interlace the fingers this time. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Hip hinge. Fold forward carefully over the legs. And just notice if it's the low back, your hips, the hamstrings, your shoulders and chest that tell you a story about where you still have some work to do, either stretching or strengthening. One last inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Crawl the hands to the top of the mats. Walk your feet to the top of the mats. bend your knees and see if you can sit down without using your hands. Of course, use the hands if you need to. Once you're sitting down, lie all the way down on your back. Once you're lying flat, take all those little fidgets that help you to find some stillness. For some of us, our favorite posture is at the very end, Shavasana, corpse pose. It's not just a filler pose. This pose is just as important as everything else that you've practiced. This is where we integrate and absorb what we've learned. Feeling in the body, the sensation of your breath. Noticing what we might have learned from our practice. Separate your tongue from behind the teeth. Relax the muscles in your face. If you need a little bit longer in your Shavasana, press pause, stay here as long as you want to be. Otherwise, we come back with an inhale that fills belly, ribs, and chest. Open the mouth, sigh out the breath. And wiggling the fingers, move the toes, turn your head side to side. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the wall behind you, toes to the wall in front of you, stretch really long and tall. Exhale, soften. One more time, inhale to stretch, and exhale to soften. Left palm to the belly, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Roll all the way over onto right side body, and in your own time, come up into a seated position, cross-legged or kneeling. Again, if it's not comfortable, you just find any seat. Close the eyes, stacking the spine up tall. Following the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Acknowledging the space you've created for yourself today. We'll take one last inhale that fills belly, ribs, and collarbone. Fill all the way up. Open your mouth, sigh out the breath. Place your palms in prayer at heart center, thumbs rest into the sternum, ending our time to the sound of a single Om. Inhale. Bow your heads. Thanks for being here to share this energy. Please take some of it with you off your mat to share with everyone you love. Namaste.
Namaste.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you being here to practice with us. Again, if you have any questions, suggestions for us, keep sending them either to Instagram or right here on YouTube. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.